Hello dear students, today we are dealing with Sneha Kalpana, and here in this presentation we are focusing on Sneha, Murchana and standardization parameters of Sneha Kalpana. Okay, going to the presentation, let's have an introduction about the Sneha Murchana, the concept of Sneha Murchana. It was first mentioned in Shargadhara Deepika Vyakya and explained in detail in Bhaishyaji Ratnavali. So, a first detailed explanation of Sneha Murchana was seen in the textbook Bhaishyaji Ratnavali. It is the most important point. And then, for what purpose we are doing Murchana? So, Murchana is a samskara. Is a samskara performed on Sneha to make them devoid of dosha. By doing Murchana, doshas like the unpleasant odor, color, etc. in Sneha will be removed and the therapeutical properties will be enhanced. The procedure is similar to Sneha Pakavidhi, and this technique of Murchana is usually not followed by Kerala Ayurveda tradition. So first of all, let's consider Grita Murchana. Grita Murchana, especially we are mainly focusing on Gogrida. So the requirement for Grita Murchana, if we go through the ratio, we require 1 prastha of Grita and 4 prastha of water. The similar ratio as in the case of Snehapaga. Then Kalka Dravyas, if we go through the Kalka Dravyas, it is Haritaki, Vipitaki, Amlagi, Musta, Haridra, Madulunga Rasa. Each 1 pala. Then what we have to do? The procedure is take 1 prastha of Grita in a vessel. It can be a tin coated wide mouthed vessel with heavy bottom, and heat it till the froth disappears. Nishvena bhavam samitya. It is explained like that. Then it is taken from fire and allowed to cool. First step is over. Then we have to prepare the Kalka Dravya and add it along with the 4 prastha of water, and we have to subject it to fire on Mandagni. So it is important, Mandagni should be maintained. Then the as we observe the Sneha Siddhi Lakshanas, that is Yada Fenodgamastaile Fena Shandischa Sarpishi. Here Fena Shandi should be observed. That is, when the froth disappears, the Grita is filtered to a clean vessel. And by performing this Murchana technique, Grita will be devoid of Amadosha and it will become therapeutically more potent. There was an opinion difference among some scholars regarding the quantity of water. And another technique that is followed by some scholars are, that is the Madhulunga Rasa. With the Madhulunga Rasa, the Kalka Dravyas are made into Kalka form, into paste form. Then we have to heat the Agni, heat the Grida, and these dregs are sprinkled into the Grida. Then there will be a froth coming. After subsiding of the froth, we have to filter the Grita. No Drava Dravyas are added. That is, without adding water as Drava Dravya, this Murchana is performed. But actually, according to textbook, the Drava Dravya is water and it should be added 4 prastha. This was an opinion difference among some scholars, and some are practicing like this. Okay, without adding water, only sprinkling the kalka that is mixed with the Madhulunga Rasa. So let's look into the reference from Bhaishyaji Ratnavali. Patya Datri Vibhider Jaladhara Rajani Madhulunga Dravescha Sarvairetehi Supishhtehi Palaka Parimider Manda Manda Analena Ajyaprastham Vifenam Parichapalagadam Morchayit Vaidyaraja Tasmad. What will be happening? That is Tasmad Amobadosham Haradi Chasahasa Viryavat Saukyadai. Patya Datri Vibhider Jaladhara is Musta and Rajani is Haridra. So these are the Kalka Dravyas, and we have to subject 1 prastha of Grita for Murchana. By that, Amobatasha will be removed, and the Ghrita will become Viryavat. Now let's consider the next Sneha, that is Taila Murchana in general. According to Deepika Vyakya of Sharngadhara, there's a reference, that is we have to use one part of Sneha, Samam Kshiram, Samam Jalam, one part of water, and Panchapallava Kalka is mentioned, that is it should be taken 1 by 32 part. And the usual procedure, that is here the Taila is heated on Mandagni till Sneha Siddhi Lakshanas, and it is filtered through a clean cloth and collected. By doing this, the unpleasant odor of Taila is removed. This is the reference from Sharngadhara Deepika Vyakya. Sneho Vari Samam. Here the water is equal to Sneha. Sneho Vari Samam Nitva Pajayit Mruduvannina. Again it is substantiated that we should keep the Agni in Mridu. Then Pancha Pallava Kalkena. Kalka is Pancha Pallava. Dvatrimshamshena Samyutam. 1 by 32 part. Kinchit Sarasa Garbhena Vastraputam Prakalpayed. After Sneha Siddhi Lakshanas are attained, we have to filter it. Vastraputam means we have to filter it through a cloth. Ityeda Dushta Gandhadi Dosha Stailat Vimichyade. By doing this, this bad odor of Taila will be removed. Then we can consider another method according to Vaidigiya Paribhasha Pradipam. That is, this method can be adopted for any type of Taila. You know the various types of Taila according to Yoni. That is, Tila Taila is there, Eranda Taila, Sarshapa Taila. Many types of Tailas are available in the market. But in Vaishya Ratnavali, specific procedures are mentioned for each and every Taila. But in Vaidigiya Paribhasha Pradipam, a Samanya Vidhi is mentioned. That is, for Murchana of all Taila, this method can be used. Let's look into the method. That is, the drugs here are Panchapallava itself, that is tender leaves of Amra, Jambu, Kapita, Bijapuraga and Vilva, and Dadi and Laksha additional. Then this will subside the Gandha and Varna dosha present in all Taila. This is the reference, that is Patram Pancharasayar Yuktam Dadi Laksha Samanyudam Murchanam Karayet Pratnyo Gandha Varnam Jahati. And the reference of Panchapallava is Amra Jambu Kapittanam Bijapuraka Vilvayoho Gandha Karmani Sarvatra Patrani Panchapallavam. Now let's consider the specific procedures mentioned in Vaishya Ratnavali for each and every Taila. Let's consider here Tila Taila, Sarshapa Taila and Airanda Taila. So first of all, let's consider the Tila Taila Murchana in Vaishya Ratnavali. That is, here Kalka Dravyas are Manjishta. It should be taken 1 by 16th part of Taila. And the remaining drugs are Haridra, Lodra, Musta, Nalika, Amalaki, Vipitagi, Haritagi, Ketagi root. These drugs, that is apart from Manjishta, all should be taken 1 by 4 part of Manjishta, so that it will become 1 by 64 part of Sneha. Okay, Manjishta is 1 by 16 part to Sneha, and all other drugs will be 1 by 64 part to Sneha. So if we go through the procedure, we have to take Tila Taila in a vessel and heat it up to Nishfena Bhava, that is absence of froth. Then allow it to cool. After this step, we have to add the Kalka Dravya prescribed along with the Drava Dravya, that is water, 4 times of water, and cooked in Mandagni. Then it is filtered when only a little moisture content remains in Taila, that is as we observe the Sneha Siddhi Lakshanas. By doing this processing technique, the Taila will lose its Gandha dosha, and by Murchana, the capacity of Taila is enhanced to absorb the active constituents from the drugs added to it. That is during Sneha Paga, where we will subject this Murchita Taila for Sneha Paga, then it will absorb the active constituents more than the amurchita version of Taila. So this is the reference according to Bhaishya Ratnavali for Tila Taila Morshana. Tailam Krutva Katahe. Katahe means, Kataha means a wide mouthed vessel, just with a strong bottom. So Tailam Krutva Katahe Dhritatara Vimale Manda Manda Anale Tad Pakkum Nishvena Bhavam Gatamiha Hi Yeda Shaitya Bhavam Sametya. The drugs are Manjishta, Ratri means Haridra, Lodre, Jaladhara, Naligir, Samale, Sakshapatyehi. Suji Pushpa is Ketaki. Suji Pushpa Angri Nire Rapahida Madide, Styla Gandham Jahadi. By this, the Thaila will be free of the bad odor. Thaila Gandham Jahadi. Thailasya Indukalamshakena Vikasa. Vikasa means Manjishta. It should be 1/64 part. Grahyatu Murchavido. So this is the reference for Tila Taila Murchanam. You should study the reference of Gridha Murchana and Tila Taila Murchana, and as this will be asked in your university exams. So now let's consider Sarshapa Taila Murchana. Here reference is not much important. You should note the some drugs that is particular to Sarshapa Taila Murchana. Apart from Tila Taila, that is the font in red, that is the particular drugs that we are using for Sarshapa Taila Murchana. Other drugs are common, you know, Amlaki is there, Haridra, Musta, Nalika, Vibhitaki. All are common for Tila Taila too. But Villua, Dadima, Naga Kesara, Krishna Jeeraga, Hribera, those drugs possess some aroma also. So that this pungent odor of Sarshapa Taila will be removed by these aromatous drugs. So each of these drugs is 1 karsha, and we have to add Manjishta 2 pala. Then Sarshapa Taila is 1 prastha, and we have to add 1 ataka of jala. 1 ataka means 4 prastha. Now let's consider Eranda Taila Murchana. Here also there are some common drugs, and they are Manjishta, Musta, Haritaki, Vibhitaki, Amlaki, Hribera, Haridra, Nalika, Ketaki, all are common. But the particular drugs for that is specific to Eranda Taila Murchana are Dhanyaka, Jayanti, Vanagharchura, Vatashringi, Daru Haridra, and Dadi and Kanchika is mentioned here as Dravadravya. There are 2 opinions regarding this. Some scholars have the opinion that we have to add this Dadi and Kanjika in equal part as Dravadravya, so that it will be Dadi will be 2 prastha and Kanjika will be 2 prastha. That is 4 times to that of Eranda Taila. But according to some other scholars, they have the opinion that we have to add Dadi and Kanjika, that is equal to this Kalka Dravya, and we have to add water for processing. That is the another opinion. So these are the drugs that we are using for Eranda Taila Murchana. You have to note the specific drugs accordingly in Eranda Taila Murchana. Now let's go through some research works that is done on the changes occurring in Sneha by Murchana. According to some research works done on Murchana, it was observed that the specific gravity is increased in the medicated oil prepared with the Murchita Eranda Taila, whereas the other analytical values like refractive index, saponification values, and acid values are decreased. This saponification and acid values are related with the rancidity. If these values are high, then the chance of the Taila or Sneha becoming rancid is more. So by doing this Murchana, we are reducing the chance of the Taila becoming oxidized, and we are reducing the chance of becoming the Taila rancid. Okay. Also, some works done on Panchatiktaga Grida also show the same analytical parameters, that is the specific gravity is increased but other values were decreased. and also some therapeutic assessment done on Panchatiktaka Grida shows that it was more effective. That is, the Murchida Panchatiktaka Grida was more effective on psoriasis patients than the Amurchida Panchatiktaka Grida. So we can assume that this Murchana is um, actually inhibiting the lipid peroxidation, and it incorporates the antioxidant property for augmentation of the medicinal properties of the medicated thaila or grita. These antioxidant properties are added to the Sneha by the Kalkadravyas. That is, that drugs we are using for Murchana is possessing many antioxidant properties, especially that Manjishta and other drugs having some aromatic properties. So they will inhibit the lipid peroxidation and also incorporate antioxidant property. So this is about the Sneha Murchana. Now let's discuss the standardization parameters for Sneha Kalpana. This is one of the most commonly asked question. Write about the standardization of Sneha. So what do you mean by standardization? This is the first question. So we have to answer it in this way, that is, standardization is a numerical value or specific property that quantifies the quality and purity of drugs or formulations. So we are keeping a standard for a particular formulation. That is, standardization of a drug means confirmation of its identity and determination of its quality and purity. So we are by confirming the identity means we are identifying the biological source of the drug and standardizing it. Then what do you mean by the standardization? By quality means we are standardizing the active constituents present in a drug, and in terms of purity we are checking the extent of foreign materials present in a drug. So this is about the standardization, that is, we are analyzing the identity, quality and purity of a drug and fixing the parameters accordingly. So what are the standardization parameters for a Sneha? First of all, we all know that we have to check the organoleptic characters like color, odor, etc. Then weight per ml, that is the density and specific gravity of the preparation should be checked. Then viscosity, iodine value, saponification value, rancidity. Rancidity means fat oxidation. Then refractive index at 25 degrees Celsius. You all know this refractive index, we have studied in our physics class. And the peroxide value, free fatty acid, Richard-Missel number or known as RM number, Polanski number, total fatty matter, and gas liquid chromatography or thin layer chromatography or high performance thin layer chromatography, that is HPTLC. So these are the standardization parameters. Now let's discuss some of these parameters in detail. First one is rancidity. We have to clarify what you mean by rancidity. Having a disagreeable odor or taste, usually characterizing fat that is undergoing oxidation or bacterial decomposition to more volatile odoriferous substances. So by becoming a Sneha, rancid means it is becoming useless and it is having a disagreeable odor and taste. We can observe this in our home if we kept some oil for a long time and later take it and we just smell it, it will be having a disagreeable odor. That is meant by rancidity, and rancidification occurs more frequently in summer season. So how we can prevent this rancidification of fat? It can be prevented by proper storage. That is, proper storage of fat in airtight non-metallic containers, and we have to kept in cool, away from light, moisture and warmth. Then second step is in order to prevent rancidification, addition of antioxidants like vitamin C and E. This can be correlated with our Murchana procedure. By doing Murchana, we are adding some antioxidants in order to prevent the Sneha becoming rancid. Now let's check the iodine value. What do you mean by iodine value? It is the number of grams of iodine taken by 100 gram of given fat. Fats containing high proportion of unsaturated fatty acids containing double bonds have high iodine value. So this iodine will be added up into the uh, substance, into the fat, by breaking this bond. For example, coconut oil is having iodine value 6 to 10, but we consider linseed oil, it have more unsaturated fatty acid, and hence it is having a higher iodine value 192 to 195. Now let's consider saponification number. Saponification means to detect the adulteration, and it gives a measure of average molecular weight. It varies inversely with the molecular weight of fat. If a fat is having higher molecular weight, then the saponification number will be low. You can see the coconut oil is having saponification number 246 to 260, and beef fat is having 192 to 200. Now let's consider Richard-Missel number, that is RM number. It is the number of milligram of 0.1 normal potassium hydroxide required to neutralize the soluble volatile fatty acids. Soluble volatile fatty acids, you have to underline that. It is the number of milligram of 0.1 normal potassium hydroxide required to neutralize the soluble volatile fatty acids contained in 5 gram of fat. This test helps in detecting substitutes. Example, butter is having high RM value, that is 26 to 33, and curd having 0.6. Now let's consider what you mean by Polanski number. It is the number of milligram of 0.1 normal potassium hydroxide required to neutralize. Here the change from RM number. Here neutralize the insoluble fatty acid, that is non-volatile. Insoluble fatty acids non-volatile with steam distillation obtained from 5 gram of fat. You can you see the RM number. There we are considering the soluble fatty acids which are volatile. Here we are considering the insoluble fatty acids non-volatile with steam distillation, and this test help in detecting adulteration of ghee with the insoluble non-volatile fatty acids. Pure ghee's Polanski number is negligible or very low. So this is about Polanski number. Now we have completed the standardization parameters. Let's consider, we have missed one topic, that is the shelf life of Sneha Kalpana. It is said in Sharakantara Samhita as 16 months. That is Gudiga and Vatakas are having a shelf life of 1 year, and Gridataila, Hinasur Gridatailadya Chadurmasa Adigatada, that is after 1 year and 4 months, this snehas become deteriorated. It is said in Sharangadhara Samhita. Some scholars opine that it is just 4 months. We can't consider that opinion. We have to consider that as 1 year plus 4 months, that is 16 months. And according to AFI, Ayurveda Formulary of India, Gridas are having 2 years of shelf life, and Thailas having 3 years of shelf life. So this is about Sneha Kalpana, and here in this presentation we have discussed about the most important topic, Sneha Murchana. We have considered Grita Murchana, Thaila Murchana, and different types of Thailam, that is Eranda Thaila Murchana, Sarshapa Thaila Murchana, and what drugs we are using in order to enhance the aroma and antioxidant properties of a Sneha, that we have discussed. And we have discussed the standardization parameters too. So thank you for your patient listening. Bye. this I am winding up this presentation. And late we will be discussing another topic in the next video. Thank you.